city you burn, I'm gonna build one high.
Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden, and it is October 23rd, YC127. This is the Eve Universe Show, and I'm greeted by Zoria. Is she going to be able to be on the camera? Hold on. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, she's in my lap. Just know that. We'll figure out whether or not she wants to say hi later. How's it going, guys? As you can see, I do have a new camera going. It is actually a different phone. So making it work, at least this time, I'm not going to get a call on this phone line. But we are on the test server. What's up, Kali Star Chaser, Mad Hatter, Ill Will, Acme, Thran's Malak, Blood, Wesley Pipes. How's it all going? Wesley Pipes has been doing a lot on Eve Frontiers, which has a... they just did their big reset again. We covered a little bit of it. It sounds like it's been pretty fun for some people. But we have the test server today for the expansion, which is coming out next month for EVE Online, which is the Catalyst expansion. We did look a little bit at this 2 days ago when we looked at the announcement, but now we have, not only are we on the patch, the test server, but we also have Hobo Leaks, which has all the information. And it was updated yesterday, but then it was updated again today. So we've got 127 new items and a whole bunch of other new stuff. So what here's how this is the secret. Hobo Leaks, basically what they do is anytime any of the versions of Eve gets updated, Hobo Leaks takes that update, strips it all apart, checks all the strings, all of the other information about it, looks for any differences, and then posts those differences on here so we can quickly look at every single update to see what has changed. So like we could see, like this morning, for example, they actually added in a new mining charge. So they added in a whole bunch of new charges yesterday and a whole bunch of other new stuff, but they actually added in, now there's going to be a 4th mining charge, which was introduced or put in here today. Remember, this is on Singularity, so none of this is for sure or definite, but I mean, it's a pretty clear indicator of where they're going unless something drastic comes up. You already scanned it down? Scanned what down? Oh, the phase fuel. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I haven't even gotten a chance to look into that yet. But if we go here and go Tranquility Singularity, we see all of the differences, and then we can post here to pull this up. These links here are actually used in game to make stuff, make a hyperlink. So we can actually copy this entire block of text, and then we can hop into the game. We can see, okay, well, it says Catalyst Expansion Mass Test. Let's go mine. This is primarily a performance test. Check out the MOTD. Stats may change. Great, cool. And then we can go up to here and go to Notepad. Open up a new note. We're going to call it 1023 because that's what day it is. And then we're going to post that. And look, all of the text, although it's going to yell at me because there's actually too much text here with all of that hyperlinks and stuff, but we're going to be able to use this to look at what we want to look at. In addition to this, let's go ahead and make sure we jump on the mass test channel. Mass test? Is that right? No. Where is the right mass test channel? Mass testing? Wait, I'm already in that channel. Okay, never mind. It came up. It came up. It came up. So we're going to join this fleet. Yes. I am in a Icky Tursa right now for some reason. So I guess we're going to go mine an Icky Tursa. We're going to do a move me to go to FDTech LJ. There's a good question the other day I heard. Does anyone know if the new destroyer can fuel the deployable for the phase fuel, or is it... So it's interesting because they specifically in the thing say it's only those 3. but the command ship does have some very industrial kind of sense to them. But why am I fading away? Why am I fading away? Oh no. Did I go back in time and kill my father or something? Hold on. Let me... What is going on? Filters. All right. Well, we might have to deal with a little bit of green just because of the fact... whatever. Either way. Yes, I'm a ghost! All right. Yes. We know my note is too long. Did we join the fleet already? Yes. Where am I supposed to go now? Warp to the Keep Star. Space Ghost. All right. So, first of all, let's look at the Pioneer. It's a new mining destroyer. It looks pretty cool. It looks so much like a drone, doesn't it? It looks like a drone. It looks like one of those bobs that they got running around. But okay. Stop it. Kaminar. Warp. Okay. Here I come. So there's the new Mining Destroyer skill book, which of course requires Mining Frigate 3. Nothing unusual there. Pioneer Blueprint. Everything's very standard there. It doesn't require nullsec ore, only a little bit of isogen. What about the Venture? Well, ain't that cool? Oh, yeah. So there's this theory that, like, one of the things is that the bubbles around Zarzak are actually one of these kind of hyperspatial fluxes. Stop it. I'm going to have to make multiple notes, aren't I? So this is the site. That's the Nexus. I don't see any rocks. Oh, I get it. So anything that's in this bulb is considered to be in the Nexus. And then here we have these phased rocks that says right here, until breach. So there's 4.5 hours until this is available. And then in 13 hours, it's going to be collapsed. So let's look at the next one. This one's available in 20 hours. And then in 28 hours, it stops being available. My theory is that it's a 4D hyperplane intersection between two parallel 4D spaces. Okay, wizard. That requires less isogen than expected. Should test all of the new mining ships. We can't necessarily test the new ships. We can test older ships. So this thing's cool looking. Oh, there is. Hold on. This one is breached. So for the next 5 hours, this one can be mined. And if you deploy that structure, phased prismasite, a phased asteroid containing erratic ore, prismasite can only be mined while inside of a moving fracture. It can only be effectively harvested while phased by a mobile phase anchor. This asteroid has come from lower dimensions, from somewhere beyond normal reach, and is naturally out of phase with our space-time. It requires 100 units to reprocess, and it might reprocess to all these different things. So you could get 23,000 isogen, you could get 31,000 isogen, you could get 368,000 tritanium versus almost 500,000. This is not trig ore. This is like hyperdimensional ore. Wait, I missed the new tab. There's a new tab. Hold on. User manual? What? Okay. can we please stop making new windows and instead put all of this stuff in the agency and preferably call it Aura? Please. Please. Whatever. Fine. Oh yeah, that is another thing. The mining scanner, which this ship does not have, but the active scanners, right? The module that you guys put on now, right now, in order to check what's in the rocks. Apparently, it's going to change your crit chances and waste chances after this. So, we'll mine for about 5-10 minutes here. So there's some mining going on. I'm gonna go get a mining ship. On the structure. Yeah, what? Don't worry, I'm just gonna dock up and grab a ship real quick. Thank you for trying to help and getting me the position. There's a new tab on this too. No. Nope. Interesting. Stop yelling at me about my note. All right, let's pull up a skiff. Right? It's going to take a while because it's sissy. Asset front. Oh, I guess they just asset safetied everything. I don't know. Whatever. Is this going to be working? No. Buy all. Buy all. What? Wait, what? It's seated at the moon too? Okay, whatever. Where is it at? It's at the Kentucky Bank Depository at Moon 2. All right. In the meantime, the survey info updates in lifetime. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to open up my notepad. And we're going to delete everything after non-interactable. There we go. Now it'll stop yelling at me. We can look at the Odysseus. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Okay, so it's not that there's just a curve to the bands themselves as it rotates. It's so good looking. I want it to. Hold on. Let's make sure. Oh no. Okay, yeah. Skins. There's no skins for it. Obviously, there's no sequence skins for it. We can work on skins for it later, but yeah, I want I want to play around with this a lot. In the meantime, though, Oh, I already had a Mackinac here. That's funny. There's so much room for activities. And because we're going to be doing an ore that we don't have the crystals for, we'll just do Tech 1. Battlecruisers can have a lot of slots. You'll Skinner one for me? Exactly. Well, we'll see. I definitely want to have a Skinner from you, but I also want to see what kind of things they come up with. Okay, so... Ha! There's some pretty ships coming out. Hey, Ragtag. So the Odysseus, one of the things that people have been confused about is the fact that the Odysseus does not require level 5 skills. Like, is it a Tech 1 or is it a Tech 2? It is technically a faction ship, but it's closer to like the Marshal. The Marshal also does not require 5s of the basic racials because it requires more than one basic racial. So it is very unusual, but it isn't unprecedented. No, stop. I got to get closer. Oh, no, I don't have afterburners. There's the mobile phase anchor. Yep. With a user manual. Interesting. Okay, so there's this whole user manual thing. They're about to start mining. No! Oh, well. It's fine. We're just getting an eye on things. I guess if I don't get a chance to mine, then whatever. Oh, I am mining. I got bursts. I'm mining! Where's my indicator of how full I am? Is that a thing? I don't see anything that could do that right now. So I'm mining a lot faster, right? Because it's they've sped everything up by 1/4. So now my cycle time is 17 seconds. Now remember, that doesn't actually increase yield per se. I also have, like, my lasers look different, I think, compared to other strip miners previously. I think. Imagine a godly abyssal roll cycle time. Could be good. Look at the ore indie tab. Yeah, we looked at this. It's variable both in amount and what kind it is. It looks like it's what, a 20% difference or so? 25% difference? Yeah, the spatial effect is actually the rift moving, I assume. I think that's what's happening. Because we can see here that this rift is going to collapse in an hour and then 43 minutes. You can see it right there. It is currently breached, so like in an hour and 43 minutes, this bubble will have moved along. Oh. It definitely tweaks with how everything looks, that's for sure. I say CCP should add a mini game to mining, so when completed, it would complete your mining cycle, would help to combat multiboxing. Yeah, although you gotta wonder whether or not CCP wants to combat multiboxing when it comes to mining. mining and multi-boxing has always been like mining has always been the original like place for what's happening? What is happening? Hold on. Oh, look at this. There's a mobile phase anchor right here. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. You can see the UI of it around there. Like it's showing the, I'm assuming the timer left on it or something. Energy required to activate, activations remaining. Okay, so this has 9 activation remaining, I think is what it says. Sure. The ore is phased out. It says it's breached. Oh, phase prism site is phased in and can be mined at 100% efficiency. Okay, so now it is phased in. Can you feed it with a cap transfer? The cap transfer for the thing requires you link up with it with a rock wall or like the porpoises or whatever. Yeah, it looks like it's no longer powered now. But now, okay. So it looks like the rock wall is hooked into it. Invalid asteroid state. I don't understand. But I also don't know if I don't understand because hold on. Industry, no, where is it? Utilities, logs and messages. Is it showing up here? Oh, I got a critical mining success. Yeah. So the last thing it says is that it's phased in and can be mined at 100% efficiency. So yeah, it's correct. Okay, so here you can see it began phasing out, and then I was only mining 1 unit at a time, and now it's phased back in, and I'm getting 7 units at a time. Unless I crit, then it's 14. So that makes sense. So it is phased in right now. Even though this doesn't look like it's on. Sure, why not? Let's mine with an avatar. That's cool. We'll do that. What? Uh-oh. What just happened? Oh, I just got hit by a fucking doomsday, didn't I? Or no. Yes? No, I got invulned. I got panicked. We got panicked, guys. This rock wall did a panic button. Whoops. But I can still mine while panicked? Is that really? Is that real? I didn't even know you could do that. Right. All right, well. Let's check out some other things. Let's look at the wallet. Do we have a Plex? No. No? No. Doesn't look like we have the Plex wallet history yet. I don't think. What is that, like, giant monstrosity over there? Like, this is... Oh, I guess that's just all of the other mining ships. Got it. back to the notepad. Back to the notepad. I want to look at the Odysseus. So the command bursts, actually, let's look at these. So we have the Expedition Pinpoint Charge, which does scan probe deviation bonus and salvage module duration bonus. So that salvaging module bonus could be very interesting. A lot of the probing ones I'm not that excited about. Because I mean, like, it's just like the mods that upgrade your scanning. Like, my scanning is perfect, so it's hard for me to become too excited about things that improve it further. The reach charge, this one is crazy. This is the one that I was talking about before of, like, I really, really wanted to see it happen. And so an increase in directional scanner range and hacking and salvager module range bonuses. So what's interesting about this is that well, directional scanner range is awesome. Hacking range is interesting because the ship itself already comes with a relic and analyzer range bonus of up to 250%. So already your range is going to be like 25 kilometers. Plus this bonus is going to make it so that you're hacking from like 30 kilometers away, which is going to be pretty sick for this ship. Just be able to go in and just grab everything. But yeah, the salvager module range bonus is also pretty interesting, especially when it comes to ships like, well, like an Orca or a Noctis or anything that already has like range bonuses. That'll also improve it. It's 20%, but remember this gets improved by you know, like, so 15% from the expedition command bursts, plus whatever skills you have, plus, you know, implants, which they have implants now for these. So theoretically speaking, you can make your hacking range like 30 plus kilometers and salvaging really fast. It sounds like you can land at 0 to ghost site and hit all the cans without moving them bounce. Exactly. Yes, you can hack all of the cans in a ghost site without being in range of any of the explosions. The one weird thing that is like the ability to just land and like hack everything wherever you are is kind of fun, but it does suck in the fact that you do have to still physically go to the can to loot it if you want to loot it. So this will really be useful in sites where the hacking is a secondary function and not the loot itself. Or if for some reason you're with multiple people. So like, for instance, the home fronts where you hack, or the Drifter Crisis sites where you hacked, like this could have been extremely useful for those. But again, you got to have a situation where you can get a battle cruiser into there, or at the very least a command destroyer. I assume that other ships besides this can do the expedition command burst, just not as well. The one critical one that I know a lot of people thought about, they should add looting range bonus for the ship. I think that the secret would actually be to make it so that when you hack a can, the loot in the can becomes a tractorable can, right? So that way you can tractor it to you once you've done hacking it. That would be like the obvious solution to me. Ranged looting sounds terrible. But the other thing about these bonuses is, remember, like, this guy can sit on a gate with a fleet, burst, and then the tackle can jump in. And then that tackle will have increased D-scan range, faster, more accurate probes. So it can jump in there, quickly grab a target, and go. Now, obviously, this ship itself won't be able to necessarily go right away because it's going to have that minute timer. But there's nothing stopping you from giving burst to somebody and then they jumping through and doing what they got to do. And even if it has to do with a site, right? Even if you're sitting at a site and boosting somebody before they go in, realize that it's got 100% bonus duration to expedition command bursts, which means these command bursts are going to last like 3 to 5 minutes, I think. Should bring back the tractable and the spew cans for hacking. I mean, yeah, that would be a way to do it. The ship is not available on the test server, but obviously I have it pulled up, but you can't get one. sit in it. But I can simulate it. So let's start with a... Oh, also, by the way, there is a new mining burst that was just released today that makes it so that the mining, it reduces waste and it increases crit chance. Sorry, we were in the middle of looking at all these burst charges. There's a third one. The strength charge is scan probe strength and analyzer coherence bonus. Least interesting one to me. That strength bonus might be interesting if somebody's trying to get to a harder site. But honestly, I have a firm belief that if you cannot scan down a site, you probably shouldn't be doing that site. But that's just me. And then the analyzer coherence bonus. Coherence is always like the most meh bonus to me. Strength is always going to be higher when it comes to hacking. So of these three charges, the expedition reach charge is by far the craziest. The pinpointing charge is theoretically good, especially with salvaging concepts. And the expedition charge probably interests me the least. But we also have under mining foreman, we have a new field enhancement, right? No. No. Laser optimization? No. It is efficiency charge. No. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, decreasing the chance of residue for mining lasers and increasing the critical chance and enhancing the mining scanner. So that's that one. The laser efficiency charge. Mining, this is a weird, this must be a mistake. Yes, we're getting to the Odyssey with the special bay. So there is that new mining charge too. So now there's 4 mining charges. Okay, let's get back to the Odysseus. So one of the cool things about the Odysseus that's just being pointed out is the fact that it has... I cannot view the contents of this skiff because it does not belong to me. That seems like it's a bug. I can't look at the attributes of the ship. Hold on. Let's dock up. They're just going to be shooting at each other. I mean, like, whatever. We aimed to undock at 45 after. All right. I guess I'll just join this one. I wonder if I can outperform a Cloaky Proteus in PvP. Probably not. Not in PvP. The hold is crazy. I don't think that it alone is going to outperform much. It's just, but it is going to be very good at like supporting other things and doing a bunch of stuff. This thing is like a wormholer's dream ship outside of like T3 cruisers. Okay. Let us pull up the ship tree. Let's see where this goes now. We have ore. Where's ore? Wait, where's ore? Is it just all eating com now? No. Am I stupid? Oh, there's ore. Okay, so we have mining destroyer, consortium mining destroyer, mining command destroyer. So that's where they put those. And then if the SOE, we're putting the expedition command ship down here because that makes sense. Especially for the price it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't think it's going to outperform in PvP per se. The fact that it... Okay. We'll get to this. So in attributes, we see it has an expedition hold of 50,000 M3. So what can go in expedition holds? 50,000 M3. So this puts it as the equivalent of like some of the largest haulers that isn't a capital, right? Because like over 9-second align time. I mean, sure, while cloaked. So this can have data cores, salvage, deployables, that's crazy. That's crazy that deployables can go in there because there's all kinds of different things where like there's a lot of different times where deployables are used as a way of like balancing things, right? So, you know, for instance, you could put all of your mercenary dens in this thing, you know? It's kind of crazy. At any rate, also commodities. So all commodities, hold on. Okay, good. Infomorph decryption keys are not a commodity. We're getting there. Also, scanner probes, skins, command burst charges, and now the big two are capacitor booster charges and gas. Now, I believe that both of those are this is the reason why this thing has such a big bay. Because, like, can you imagine 50,000 M3 of salvage? That is not what they're going for here. Hold on a second. Shoot. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. Scanner probes, moon scanner probes are pretty big, but still compared to like gas or cap charges. So remember, like, so there's a lot of things where cap charges are a big role because cap charges are big, right? They're huge. And so a lot of like sustainability issues come when you have a ship that requires cap charges. So I would suggest that this big bay, for the cap charges at least, isn't even just for itself. It's for the entire squad, right? So one of the things that people have been talking about is the fact that like this thing can support a small group of people, right? Like we could, for instance, I don't know, you could take like a few other Asteros or whatever and yeet out and everybody go out and do hack wherever they're hacking, do whatever they're doing, and then come back to the expedition command ship to receive new boosts, drop off loot, pick up new cap charges if necessary, etc. Has anybody tested it yet? Even with the 80% mass reduction, it's still larger than a destroyer, so it needs to be tested to confirm. So whether or not it fits into frig holes? It also, yes, it also has a ship maintenance bay. This is huge. That is great. It's 75,000 M3, which I don't know what all gets to fit into that based on that. But what it does mean is that other ships can refit off of it. In fact, if you have two of these guys, they could refit off of each other. Also, remember, it had... 3 frigates. Thank you. So, the point is that this guy can... yeah, it just became your new favorite ship. Exactly. So this guy right here is actually really interesting because its bay allows it to have a mobile depot. So it can be it can have its own mobile depot without any real consideration for space because you've got 50,000 M3 and a mobile depot is 100 M3. But also it itself is a mobile depot for all of the rest of the fleet. So this becomes incredibly, incredibly useful for a fleet. Like this is the baby Orca, basically. The extra hacking range is going to bypass some of the sleeper cache environment hazards. Yes. Yeah. This thing's going to be pretty decent at sleeper caches too. I also wonder, because of how slow it is, how much you're going to want to do it versus something else. No more need for nesters. Yes. So this basically replaces a lot of people's use of nesters or orcas in things like mobile living or like wormhole living or any of that kind of stuff. I just checked with 0.8. It should easily fit within a frig hole. There's a smaller mass to Hicks. There you go. Mining mutaplasmids. I have not seen... Hold on. I do not see mining mutaplasmids on Sissy yet, on Hobelix. Your Dread can warp, then refit in wormhole space, and then the Odyssey can cloak? Yep. All right, so let's see here. I am missing Expedition Command Ships, Expedition Command Specialist. So you do need Expedition Command 5 to fly this thing? I can spell. Expedition Command Burst 2? How much does that take? Specialist 1, but that's like the same... So if you can use the Odysseus, you can use the Tech 2 Command Burst. Makes it much safer, because when you cloak and an enemy can't predict where you'd be warping the Dread. That's true. But is it... I mean, like, is that really that much more useful than just the Dread having its own mobile depot? Remember, it's also a Covert Ops cloak, so it can use a Black Ops bridge. Armor. And then we're going to give it 50 MN. Let's see. Medium armor. Actually, hold on. Let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Stratios. One of the ways I like to do a fit, like if I'm doing a fit from absolutely nothing, what I'll often do is I will take a ship that is in the same category, but like so in this case, the Stratios, right? So I'm going to take the Stratios and I'm going to take the Stratios' fit and I'm just going to apply it directly to this and then see what to improve after that, right? So, reactive hardener, blah, 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 blah. And then I still have a low slot. Usually Dreads in wormholes warp to a pos to refit on a nester, so sometimes they may place in line the bubble. Ah, right. Okay, so I could put a second repper on here, but now my power grid's cooked. But not by much. And I don't have any lasers, though, yet. I don't even have any lasers yet. So... let's see. What else can I have on this thing? Just like the SOE ships, fitting lasers is almost impossible. Yeah. I do like the, like... we can put this... honestly, if you're going to go this fancy, you should probably go with an with a integrated analyzer. Where's my newts? I mean, that's pretty cool. My cap sucks. Medium capacitor control circuit 1. Considering this thing currently takes 250 net resonators to build, it deserves the bling. I agree. I just go full bling with this ship. Looking at the price I'm going to be getting it at. Yeah. Wow, is my camera that jumpy for everybody else, or is that just me? Is it? Okay. Is it actually smooth, or is it jumpy? Like, right now it's smooth. Is it smooth now? Okay. Is my computer, like, losing its mind when I'm actually having the Eve client filled? How much does the material cost? Hold on. It's a bit jumpy? Weird. All right, I'm going to have to... Yeah, so it's because it's trying to manage the camera and the game at the same time. See if I can turn this down and see if that helps. Yay. Okay. SOE net resonators, 250 SOE net resonators, 1 core temperature regulator. Wait, Jesus. Okay. That's a lot. Let's go with the, let's look up the Nester. Did I check the SOE LP hub in Sissy yet? Why would I? Oh, to see if I can get the blueprint. They said that these things are not available yet, so. Let's see. We've got... It's literally, as of right now, remember, these are like stand-in details, but as of right now, it takes 60% more materials than the Nester. So this thing is at least $1.5 billion to $2 billion, almost certainly. And that's like once the price stabilizes. The first few is obviously going to be several billion. So you don't necessarily want to lose these guys. That's for sure. I'm not saying this is a great fit, but like it needs to be 1 billion. I don't think it's going to be that. I mean, like the Nester is already $1 billion, and this is 60% worth 60% more than the Nester. Remember when the Cenotaph came out? It's 20 billion. Yeah. It should be balanced around that. I agree. I think it's very odd that this thing takes more resources, just more. The idea that there's more minerals in a battle cruiser than a battleship is very bizarre. Just not even from a balancing point of view, but just like, why is there 60% more metal in a battle cruiser than a battleship? We're just going to exit this simulation. They're balancing it against cost. Then throw in more net resonators. Make it so it's like super technical, not weighty. As we know, it works every time. Exactly. Hold on. This guy, how much mass does this thing have? Oh, I didn't even put on the 0-point entangler on that thing. This mass is 15 million. This thing's mass is 20 million. So yeah, 60% more resources, 25% less mass. It's a command ship. They could just add more fight to the BP cost. They could do that. Yeah, sure. Puppy? Oh. How long is this mass test for? That's a good question. I don't know whether or not they mentioned how long it was going to be up. Let me double check. Until 1900? Only then? Wait, until Monday, until 1900? Well, the mass test is until 1900, but that doesn't mean that they're going to take down the server right away. Usually they leave it up through the weekend. Let's see. It will remain over the weekend until Monday, the 27th of October, 11 UTC, according to this post here. So, according to CCP Kestrel, Singularity will be open from 16:30 UTC on the day of the test and will remain open over the weekend to Monday, 27th of October, 11 UTC. So there you go. No LSI seating sucks. Are you taking a good look at it, the Destroyer, or were you doing that later? I have not yet taken a good look at the Destroyer. I've taken a glance at this Destroyer. Let's go ahead and keep looking at what we can look at. Open back up the notepad. I've got my Pioneer. Do you need a special passage? Anybody can join. You just need to switch your launcher to Singularity. So this guy has 3 mining lasers. Okay. Okay. There are like 10 million SP and new skills, though. Yeah. But luckily, you can't actually do anything with those new skills yet, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Yes, there's a Venture faction ship now. That's true. Oh, shoot. I messed up. Hold on. All right, let's just throw this thing together. Mining lasers. The mining laser now has it has a 15-second time, critical success chance of 1%, 34% residue chance. I said it looks like a drone, like it looks like a bob that you would see in a while docked, right? You need to re-add account to Singularity. Yes, you do need to log into Singularity separately. I just filled a Hulk in 4 minutes on Sissy with max skills, new skills. Oh, the crits. That is true. It is more like, or Star Citizen ships look like Eve ships, not the other way around. This can also have 3 gas cloud scoops, and it has an extra high slot. Does the Venture have an extra high slot? It does. Yeah. So it has their utility high slot for like probes or whatever. It's crazy that the battlecruiser can fit 3 frigs and have 50k M3 hold, while the battleship holds 1 frig and has 875 M3 hold. Well, yeah, it is very, like, this battlecruiser does, if nothing else, make the Nestor look really weird. Even though, like, up until now, I would assume that the Nestor would be considered to be overpowered. But also, I would say that the Nestor, like, can do explorationally stuff, but is definitely not designed for it. The Nestor is definitely designed to be a heavy logi ship. And in that sense, it is still going to do exactly what it's supposed to do. This is different. In my opinion, I think that this battlecruiser is closer to what we always wanted the Nestor to be, but it's just a totally different role than what the Nestor actually is. The Nestor functions as one of the best heavy logi ships in the game. One of the ways the Nestor isn't designed for it, it's way too expansive. The faster cycle times doesn't change the balance of any of the crystals because everything has been reduced by 1/4. So everything's just like in the same amount of time, the same amount of stuff happens. So when you're completed 4 cycles in the new world, It will be the same as if you had completed one cycle in the old world, which remember, you can always shut off your lasers early. So it would be the same as if you went 1/4 of a cycle and then turned it off. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. The new crits do change things a little bit, but it's only 1%. So it's only half or 1% of the extracted amount per cycle in addition. Who else just started grinding SOE LP points? A lot of people. Odysseus will be the last puzzle for Blops or T3C fleets, a mobile depot, and instant reflight. Exactly, not Henry. This thing is huge for Blops. Cycle changer more to make more dice rolls per minute for crits to happen. Yep, that's correct. I do like the idea with the bursts and everything too. But and then hold on, let's look at the low slots, the mining laser upgrades. Mining amount, it doesn't say. Okay. Cause like they said modules can increase your crit chance. I don't know if they mean anything besides the hacking module. Oh, there's the survey scanner. Hold on. So where, wait, am I going crazy? Is the survey scanner a high slot? Am I having, okay. Cool. I get that it's a mid slot. It was renamed. Going back to Hobo Leaks real quick. Hold on. Also, there's new bonuses to all of the headquarters systems in Faction Warfare, so like ammo and Taki, etc. Huh. Hold on. Mining sensor array, right? Yeah. So now, if I use this thing, it says mining critical chance success yield bonus 20%. I wonder if that means, that can't mean. Okay, 1 point. Yeah, so it's 20% bonus. So it's like 1.2% chance. So you would need a, like, even that's a pretty small bonus. And then the burst on top of that, etc., etc. Well, using the survey will make it so that everybody gets better results. Will the phase fields be around to play with, or was it just these 2 hours? Not an idea. No idea. Wait, crit. Wait. Yield not chance for what? Oh, it also makes it so there's 20% better when you do crit, too. With my lengthy past experiments using sea crystals, I found the waste amount is usually more than enough to kill the rock, but you still have to wait out the cycle time. But it might change now. Why can't you just end the cycle early, Sargon? Like, that's what we used to do during Resource Wars. Yeah, it improves my crit yield. Right there, 240%. Okay. That takes effort, ew. Well, now it takes less effort. Variations? Okay, so let's compare these now with our amazing new compare tool. Horizontal alignment. Stretch it out a little bit. Man, I wish there was... They haven't fixed this yet, which is bizarre. But either way, it is called... Oh yeah, it's the one that just got added, right? So it is called mining... Wait, there's mining precision and mining bonanza exploitation. Boy, do I want them to keep that name, even though I know they're not going to. I wonder what crystallized laser cycle times are down to now. I'd have to go check. Really? Did I... Wait. Ship equipment, skills. Mining bonanza exploitation. 5% bonus to mining laser and ice harvester critical success chance, or bonus yield per skill level. So this is going to increase it by 25% for how much gets yielded when you crit. And mining precision is a 50% increase in critical chance. So it would make it 1.5% without anything else. And then, of course, the mining destroyer skill will give range, yield. Okay, so nothing there. The consortium issue has range, yield, shield booster amount. Okay. And a bonus to salvage drone salvage chance. So it's a bit more tanky. It has that defensive shield boost modifier, 50% additional shield boosting. Combat miner incoming. I mean, that's what the skiffs are. How does that affect ice? That I believe that it doesn't affect ice. Because I think they didn't affect the ice mining. It's just ore miners that got this tweak. Although, oh yeah, you're right. Hold on, actually, let me just check Hoboleaks real quick. Ice harvesters had their critical success. They had their they can crit. Hold on. Mining lasers, you can see that this is where they got all of their stuff cut by 1/4. So if we look up the ice harvester, we can see the ice harvester did not get its rates changed. So it does have the chance to crit, but it's not going to go faster. It can crit, and you'll get 2 blocks instead of 1. Is the Outrider tankier than the Stork? Or is the T1 resistance profile just too low? Let's see. So first of all, where's the thing that makes it so that only show values that differ? Okay, great. Does this... Wait. Okay, I'm going to assume, until someone shows me otherwise, that this whole thing about like the command destroyer having the same resistance profile is a mistake. I'm going to just assume that this is a mistake because it doesn't make any sense. I would assume that it should have the resistance profile of like a skiff, right? So yeah, it has. Let's look up the skiff. Oh, it does have the resistance profile of a skiff. All right, well then I guess here we go. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. Either way, okay. So the Outrider has an additional low slot, 5 mid slots, and 5 high slots. I assume the extra high slot and mid slot are for the survey scanner and or command burst and everything. The Outrider itself, as a command ship, gains a bonus to micro jump field generator spool of time. Is that what all command destroyers get? Yep. And then a bonus to shield command and mining foreman bursts. So very much like the rest of the ore ship. So again, it's very curious as to whether or not this is going to be able to replace porpoises, but I don't think that this is going to be able to link into porpoises. Hold on, actually. What is that thing called? The phasing anchor? Yeah, defensive boost. Well, yeah, all of the ore ships have defensive boosts. And it has a boosh. Yeah, this is going to be great for like mining in Pochvin. Okay, the mobile phase anchor. It must be an industrial command ship, and this is a mining command destroyer. So no, it cannot link to the mobile phase anchor. Which, you know, personally, I believe that that could probably be changed, but I'm not in charge of these things. Otherwise, so it has resistance bonuses. It does have 6% bonus to all shield resistances. What about the Stork? 4%. So it's got better resistance bonuses than the Stork, even though the Stork probably has a better setup for like like just resistance profile. Although they'll both have 0 EM by default. So that's interesting. Bonus to drones hit points and damage is really good. %2 bonus to shield command and mining foreman burst effects. And a giant bonus to survey scanner range. It's going to be interesting. I think, like I said, I think it's going to be useful for like, I can imagine a team of these mining destroyers, including one of these, going into Pochvin and going and mining their full cargo bay and then getting out pretty effectively. If the Outrider is tankier than the Stork, then it's just a super tanky Magus. I don't... Well, let's see. Do I have a Stork fit? I don't know if I have a Stork fit. I probably don't have one ready. No, I don't have a Stork right now. Yeah, I don't have a Stork fit right now. But it has... We can actually just drop the Stork in here and then get rid of these two. And just look at these two. So we have more shield hit points. 5 ECM drones can be controlled by the Outrider. Yeah. Are there any current or upcoming mobile games that you're interested in? I'm actually trying a bunch of different mobile games all the time. Unironically, I want to make a new video that returns to Raid Shadow Legends, but I don't know. If anybody are interested in me covering those kinds of things, let me know, because that is stuff that I do think about and talk about, or you know, whatever, a lot. Also, the Outrider does have this mining hold capacity of 20,000 M3. How does that compare to... Uh, 8,000 for that, so it's 2 to 3 times the Pioneer. What about the we got the Venture. The Venture has the smallest at 5,000. It's twice a Hulk. Jeez. The Homeworld mobile game? I did not. I didn't even know there was a Homeworld mobile game. The Prospect's the one with all of the cargo bay, right? $12.5. So yeah, it's nice. Well, if you have compression, it doesn't matter really. Except I'm going to assume that if you have a come on, camera. You can do it. Why am I blurry? Either way, I'm going to assume that if you have an Outrider, it means that you're not using a Porpoise or Orca or something like that. So, like, if you have an Outrider, chances are... Oh, the Endurance has 19,000. Great. If you have an Outrider, in theory, you probably don't have compression. Because the Outrider is bringing the tools that your compressor would bring, but without the compressor. So I'm just going to predict, like, in my mind, like, as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, if I have an Outrider, I probably don't have a Porpoise. But I mean, like, you could. I'm just saying. It has one less mid slot than the Stork. So I think that the Stork is probably going to get away with being a little bit more tankier. Outrider Porpoise is really good for hunting ore sites, while Orca Hulks are better for belt moon mining. Probably. Isn't there a mobile compressor deployable? Are those expensive? No, there is no mobile compressor deployable. Mobile compressor is a Porpoise. Yeah, the Stork also has a smaller signature radius. Yeah, I believe that I mean, they'll be about the same tankiness, probably. Can a Porpoise be carried with a micro jump field generator? Yes. Yeah, you could bring them both and then jump the Porpoise. But at that point, the question is, if you already have a Porpoise with you, why are you bringing an Outrider instead of, like, a different command destroyer? Outrider rides ahead of the mining fleet, finds the sites, waiting for the industry command ship to catch up. I mean, I would definitely use like a Prospect for that instead, because, like, the Outrider doesn't cloak, so you don't necessarily want them to be your scout. Now, one of the nice things that the Outrider... Wait, hold on. So, one of the nice things that the Outrider can do, theoretically, since it's a mining ship and it's a command ship and it's right there. So, like, let's say you're doing one of those rifts and you have your Orca and your Orca is anchored up. I believe that you'd be able to use the Outrider to jump it really quick. So if you notice that somebody is warping in, you could jump the Orca with the Outrider to move it 100 kilometers to try to give you a little bit of extra time to sort things out. but I'm not 100% sure. I know that, like I said before, you're going to want like 2 orcas or 3 prospects to be able to do these new sites. All these indie ship updates, and the Noctis is still rustling in the corner. I mean, this all supports the Noctis. Like the like you could have a Noctis alongside the expedition bursts, and then now the Noctis is even better. I mean, like, I don't think that this replaces the Noctis in any way, shape, or form. It's always as useful as it always has been, basically. There are 4 mining boosts now, so having Outriders doing bursts alongside a Porpoise helps get all 4. That's true. Yep, that is true. You can bring a little bit of extra bursts with your Outrider. And like I said, it can help defend the Orca or Porpoise or whatever, theoretically. Although I still love the idea of like having 2 Orcas that are battle fit. So, you know, if you're out there mining one of these rifts in Lowsec and you've got, you know, 6 or 7 skiffs plus a bunch of 2 orcas, that's a pretty nasty fleet, especially if those ships can refit to Newt fit. Well, an orca with a rig can still use 4, I think. Yes, but remember, especially in dangerous areas, you're going to want to bring your orca with shield bursts too. So you've got 2 orcas. And you got to bring your shield bursts and your mining bursts. Hey, Aikawarazu Chan. 07. Cheers. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the Outrider has a lot of potential. I like the consortium issue ships as well. The fucking Odysseus is amazing. This thing is so good. You guys have, if you haven't been here yet, like, look at this thing in action. What else do we need to cover today? Is there anything else in the Hobo leaks that I need to look at? Let me double check. Mining Destroyer, Mining Emblems, Odysseus, Expedition Command Bursts, the Mine Link, Venture Consortium issue. Oh, hold on. I'm curious. Yeah, the Venture Consortium issue. Let's just do a compare of these. Technically, we don't really need these right now. All right. So, the Venture Consortium issue has more capacitor, faster, more hit points, less inertia. It's just better in every way. Has an extra mid slot. And way more drones. That's... Hold on. Uh, 40. Okay, so it doesn't have more bandwidth, but it does have more capacity. So you can have spare drones. How does it compare to an endurance? Okay. The endurance definitely is better. Wait, the Venture Consortium issue only has 1 low slot? I guess the normal Venture only has 1 low slot? Okay. Consumption quantity bonus. What does that mean? Oh. Okay. So the Venture Consortium issue will also be able to light Cynos if you want to spend way too much money to light your Cyno. The Consortium holes get the mining crit bonus. Yep. 50% increase to mining crit chance. And is that bonus to ship ore hold capacity also true in the Venture? No. So the Consortium will also get a larger bay over time, or with skills. So it'll actually have, oh, it's only 25% because it's not skills, it's a roll bonus. That's... What the fuck is the point of that? Hold on. Seriously. Somebody... What is the point of having a roll bonus that increases your cargo bay instead of just having a larger cargo bay? Like, why have that bonus at all? Why not just set the cargo bay at 6,250? Because a roll bonus, like, you don't get multiple copies of it. You just get the one. So, like, that's so weird. I wonder... It's not for stacking purposes, right? I assume. Like, it's not for diminishing returns, because that doesn't seem like something that diminishing returns would affect. That's so weird. I guess maybe it's just a way of communicating that it has a different cargo bay. Yeah, because otherwise they have the same. So maybe it's just their, like, cheeky way of saying that it has a larger cargo bay. Can't stack or hold bonuses anyway, since there's nothing to increase it other than the roll bonus. I'm just saying. Maybe they might have plans for it, that's all. That's just weird. It just stands out to me as being very odd. All right. It has the shield booster amount. But, hold on. I wonder... which one of these is going to have the most yield now. Because the Venture Consortium issue has... Oh, never mind. The Consortium only has two slots, two lasers. What is the cost for the Consortium issue? Who knows? Oops. More. It's going to be more. A lot more. Where even is that LP store? That's a good question. This goes back to my idea of, like, they keep adding Consortium stuff. It may be just from ore. It may be from several of the other member corporations of Upwell. It may be a giveaway for a thing, like a turn-in thing. I still think that they should make Insurgencies a better LP store. But I imagine it's, yeah, Upwell member corps. Yeah, an Abysson. Yes, exactly. Exactly. If you do missions in Abysson, you get special LP that is the only way to buy these. The Squall has a BPO. Yes, that's true. But the Squall is not a Navy ship. It's a Tech 1 ship. So Venture costs... Is this even going to work on Sissy? 337,000. And a Navy issue costs 1.5 million. So about twice as much. Abysson has to be a joke, right? No, Abysson is serious business. Everything I just said about Abysson is a joke. Even if just giving more to LP for defenders would be an improvement, that's true. Although, like I said before, I would expect Mordu ships to be worth a lot more, but the Mordu net resonators aren't actually worth much more than normal net resonators, oddly enough. Admittedly, I've been cooking breakfast while listening, but I heard the Odysseus has a Black Ops capabilities, and I had to stop and watch. That's correct. The Odysseus does have a Covert Ops cloaking device, which makes it Black Ops capable. Amazon is a safe space for AFK mining. Okay, Sargon. How long is the test server enabled? Throughout the end of the weekend. Till 1100, I think, UTC on Sunday. Anything else we should look at here? Let's look. Phase mobile anchor. What are you looking forward to most in the next expansion? The Odysseus. There is erratic ore processing skill, which is going to be needed for the crystals, I assume. That's the new type of ore crystal. Yeah, sorry, Jeff. Sometimes that question is easier than others. And then there's unrefined. Okay, unrefined. Look at the new carriers. Oh. So unrefined isogen. Oh, okay. So unrefined isogen takes atmospheric gas. Megasite. Mexilon. It's all atmospheric gases. It's all atmospheric gases. Hold on. Interesting. That's interesting. So atmospheric gases comes from which one of them? Is it and the biopol gases and cheetah? No, that's a high sec. It's a high sec. It's a high sec moon ore. So bitumens is hydrocarbons. Cosite is silicates. Zeolites are atmospheric gases. So congratulations, zeolites. You just became more valuable theoretically. So zeolites are one of the 4 materials that come from ubiquitous moons, which are in all of HiSec and wormhole space, as well as everywhere else. And that atmospheric gases are a necessary component to the reaction for these things. Now, again, that could change. They could make it so that they're all different ones. But right now, all of the reactions seem to take atmospheric gases, which comes from zeolites. Which, if I remember correctly, zeolites are already pretty valuable. So, interesting. Zeo going up, up, up. Yep. Scrolling through the stuff now. Trying to see if there's anything else that's worth looking at. Anything else anybody wants looked at before we wrap things up? Dr. Mortimer Zinn? Wait, hold on. Okay, so that's... Wait. Why is that... Is that a person now? No. Why did they get a string all to themselves? Huh. It comes from... so the Dr. Mortimer Zinn is the manufacturer of the Outrider? Oh, that's probably why. It's this text right here. Dr. Mortimer's in. That's where that comes from. Don't reach for your goals, fly towards them. While the majority of Ord Technologies design team worked on harmony with the Pioneer, one person refused to fall in line. Dr. Mortimer Zinn, instead pushing the direction that, while innovative, undermined the design team's goal of reliability and accessibility. Eventually, because of the strength of his vision and the importance of the teammates' sanity, Zinn was reassigned to the Outer Ring development, where he was tasked with designing a new high-end sister ship to the Pioneer. The result was the Outrider, a ship that exchanged long reach for incredible positioning and reliability for adaptability. The result is a unique vessel that, while less accessible, is undeniable. Okay. No, it's literally like I seeing the string that puts that text right there. That's it. Yeah, because it comes right after the text for the that's the quote. That makes sense. Bonus to tractor beam velocity and range on the Outrider. Okay, you're right. The porpoise is losing its edge, or not the porpoise, but the Noctis. That's description of the Raitaru. Kind of a funny backstory. Guy annoys the team, but he's really good, so you can't get rid of him, so you just give him his own project. Yep. I'm sure we'll hear more about them later. I love that there's C-type crystals for erratic ore, so you can go and rip apart one of these things rather than mine it. Just got to replace the Noctis's tractor beam bonus. No, do not replace the Noctis's tractor beam bonus is by far its most valuable piece of information. Are there no ice bonuses on the Ore Destroyer? Ooh. I guess so. Yep, because this one has ice harvesting duration. Are there any ice bonuses on anything of the new stuff? I don't think so. Not there. Besides the crit chance. Mining yield. Mining. Yep, nope, no ice. Do they really need ice bonuses? Ice isn't really getting updated except for the global edition of crit chances. Yeah, but like the fact that there are more mining ships that are not capable of doing ice very effectively is interesting. Especially as we get closer to like the winter event, which is going to involve a lot of ice mining. Although I would argue that they might not need that extra bonus with having multiple lasers. Like the reason why the endurance requires a bonus for it is because it only has the one laser. This thing has 3 lasers. So it's already going to be mining ice 3 times as fast as an unbonused prospect. I mean endurance. So yeah, even with like maximum bonus, I'm pretty sure the destroyer will still mine ice faster. But can that thing actually fit the ice laser? You know, I don't necessarily appreciate all you guys being like technically correct. Hold on. Ice? Come on. I know it's a big search. It's going to be a lot of results. Come on. There we go. Whew. Ice mining laser. Nope. Can't even fit the ice mining laser. Okay. Nope, no ice mining. Can only be fit to... Wait, so yeah, the ice mining laser explicitly says it can only be fit to an expedition frigate. That's why. So yeah, only the expedition frigate can fit a ice mining laser. However, can it fit an ice harvesting drone? No. No. Doesn't this require 25? Oh, it's 50 M. Okay, never mind. What is its mining hold? Its mining hold is... what was it again? It's big. Oh, yeah. 18,000? For the Pioneer? 8,000? Wait. Yeah. I guess it's 8,000. I'm not sure why. Is it including what I have in my cargo bay? No. Is it including what I don't know why it's doing that. The endurance is 18? Yeah. But the command destroyer was the one that had the huge cargo bay, or M3. But how much M3 a second can it get? Well, I mean, I won't know without the skills, without my skills, but like it's got, let's see, basically 100% bonus to mining yield versus, hi puppy. What is the ventures bonus? I feel like we keep jumping back and forth. Where is it? Okay, so the venture has a 25% mining yield and 100% yield. So that's the equivalent of 4.5 mining lasers, I want to say. Whereas the Pioneer has 100% plus 50%, so 6, 7, 8 mining lasers. So theoretically, the Pioneer will be able to mine almost twice as fast as a Venture. First person to make a skin that makes it look like a shrimp wins. What do you think the new price will end up being? 2 billion for the Odyssey? 1.5 to 2 billion for the Odyssey, easy. Yeah. I think that the Pioneer is going to be pretty cheap. The consortium issues, I have no idea because we don't know how hard or easy it'll be to get those. I think that they want the Pioneer to be very accessible, even to alphas. In fact, there's the new Epic Arc is going to give you a Pioneer, or at least a Pioneer blueprint. So alphas cannot do ice. Correct. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Trying to get things to fit into my... Boo. Any idea what's in this new epic arc? I assume... No, I actually don't. I have no idea. Show the Sisters of Eve new ship. It is beautiful. We've seen it a couple times, but we're just going to look at it again. How about T2? T2 for what? You mean the T2 the T2 ship for the Pioneer? The command ship? I think it's probably going to be about the same as normal command ships, because the Venture, or well, the Pioneer, if the Pioneer is accessible, so is the Tech 2, because the Tech 2 is just going to be inventing. Net resonators for the Odysseus alone is 1 billion with current price, and those are only going to go up. Yep. But thankfully, SOE LP is one of the easier LPs to get, and people farm it already. I love the gold reflection on the inner ring too. All right, hold on. We gotta do this. Hold on. Paragon Services, Ship Skinner. Can I not change my ship? Wait, usually I can change my ship. What? Wait. Oh, never mind. Ha, he was hiding. That's true. I could have started from there. Okay, let's see how these colors go. I was looking at atom prices will go up. Relevant because you need them for the phase mobile anchor construction. Huh, that's cool. What skills will the Outrider need? Command destroyers? Hold on. That's a good question. Just in case, I'm going to double check. It's going to take Mining Destroyer 5, Command Destroyer 1. So, makes sense. Atom are required for phase anchors. That makes so much sense with the changes to ZZ gate text. Yeah, so interestingly enough, rather than adding a thing that's like, hey, you can't anchor something in this area, they actually changed the text. It looks like they might have changed the text that's outside of the Zarzak gate, which kind of implies that what's happening in Zarzak is a phasing that's very similar to what we're seeing in these rocks. So this could very well be like a further understanding of how space-time works in EVE Online on top of everything else. But let's look at colors. Okay, so the primary color is basically the entire ship color. Cool. Secondary color is the red. So the red can be changed. Actually, geez, without any trouble at all, like this is already starting to look good. And then what's the technical colors? Okay, so all the little doodads, all the silver pieces are the technical colors. And then, oh my God, the ring is its own thing. Hey, Punch, the ring is its own thing. The ring is its own thing, so you can make it so that patterns don't go onto the ring. Can you get the Odysseus down to frig size? Can you stack multiple modules like a hick? I don't think you... well, you can get it down to about the same size as a hick. Which makes me think that Jove aren't masking their stuff with cloaking. They're shunting their stuff into a different 4D alignment just so we just can't see it. I agree. And I think that oddly enough, makes a lot of sense. it has to fill that ball with gas. Imagine the different gas colors. Oh, that sounds so cool. So now what's cool is I can like put on a pattern on the whole thing, but then I can take the pattern and I can tell it to not be on the ring. Wait, hold on. That didn't work. Oh no, never mind. Okay, so the slots on the ring are part of the main color pattern, but the inside of the ring is its own thing? Wait. Yeah. Very interesting. I think that this ball is is like a is like the system that is used to there's also a beam in the middle of the ball. I don't know if we've noticed that. We're the 3D equivalent of Flatlanders. Yes. Wizard, yes. And in fact, CCP has said in the past that to get more ideas of what's going on, read Flatland. Like they've literally told me that before. So you're not crazy. What I'm sure of today is that we're now pulling rocks from the lower dimensions and we're acting like this won't be a problem when something catches a lift up. Yes. Hi. Like the stream for the puppy. All right. Well, we're coming up on 2 hours, so let's see if there's anything else to talk about. Otherwise, we will come back another time. Was there anything else? Oh. Is pulling rocks from a different dimension actually part of the lore? Well, these phased rocks are from a different level of existence. Yes. So that is part of the lore. Like these nexus rifts are a big like rip in space-time that's causing these asteroids to phase in and out. So these rocks are coming phased from a different layer of reality and being pulled into our layer of reality. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, you can go see we looked at the rift itself. Hold on, I'm quickly looking. Once activated, connecting industrial command ship, this deployable device resonates with the closest phased asteroid and causes phased out asteroids to phase into harmony with the surrounding spacetime, causing them to become phased in. While phased in, phased asteroids can be mined with far greater efficiency. Looking through all the different descriptions. I think that's probably about all we're going to get right now. Wonder if we're going to use the dimensional phasing to explain why asteroid belts respawn. I don't know about all that. Because like this is all like continued damage to space-time that we're doing with our fights with the Triglavians and with drifters. Who says in the future we can't phase anchor a hidden Jove structure like drifters we're doing with the observatories? Yeah, I mean, like, this does have a lot of possibilities. Wonder if they're going to use dimensional phasing as... Oh, yeah. Description of rock. This roid has come from lower dimensions from somewhere beyond normal reach. It is naturally out of phase with our space-time. There are 4 new war headquarters in Sissy. They're not new. They just now have new effects. Those are the war headquarters for the 4 empires. They always have, or they have been since Uprising. That's where the shipcasters are. Is it just me, or is the new mining command destroyer kind of pointless? I don't know, man. Like I said, taking a bunch of the destroyers, including 1 command destroyer, to Pochfin, using the command destroyer to jump the group away from the mining beacon, and then mining it out, and then, or, you know, mining it until everybody's full, and then leaving, sounds like very much a thing to do. I feel like we weren't given enough lore. Like, all of a sudden we can interface with space-time. We've been interfacing... This manipulation of space-time has been going on increasingly destructively since the Triglavians arrived. And, like, destructive analysis of space-time was a primary component of the Drifter Crisis. So, no, we've actually been fucking with space-time so much. Like, we've caused metaliminal storms. We've caused new roids to appear in the form of the AO Blue Star stuff. We've been building shipcasters and new stargates that connect to places that couldn't be connected before because of our manipulation of space-time. Like, no, we are ripping apart space-time, and it's just one more in a series of developments that shows that we're doing some pretty significant damage to actual space-time. Hey, Nolan. What info or tech we're getting from the Drifter conference with this last event. I actually think that this is going to be tied to it. I think that the development or the creation of these nexuses are going to be tied to. So here's the thing. Okay. Well, not only are we going to get potentially this as a result of this, but I've been looking at this more and more. But, like, really, I think that the hollow clone thing is a huge clue as to what's going on. Because if you think about it, like, so there was all that stuff about, there's the Sentinel Drifter Hive. So the Eden Comms Drifter Hive. And they were working with Upwell. And there's all these things in the news about Upwell going and working with them in the Drifter Hive and bringing things out. And then the Death List starts identifying all of these secret hauling vessels that are coming from all over the place, that are Upwell related, that have these secret pieces to it, the secret tech in it. Chances are those squalls were related to whatever was happening in the Sentinel, right? So then they develop these new clones and this new cloning system with Juan Rodolfo, and they create this system. The chances that they used tech that they got out of the Drifter hole is incredibly high. So then when they hook these clones up to their security systems in order to do their automated testings, and the security system hijacks the bodies and causes them to attack, both with fanatical ruthlessness, but also efficiency, that screams to me that in the process of creating this new tech, in the process of attempting to steal Drifter tech in order to use these functionality, they have accidentally allowed their systems to be infected by the other, and the other is raging out in the form of the holoclones, because remember, the other has had a pretty significant setback in the Drifter Crisis, so he's found a new avenue to create havoc and chaos and to spread itself out into the world. So I think that all of this is incredibly tightly related, but we won't necessarily see it all play out for at least the next couple of months. The Jove are going to make a comeback and just slap everybody in the equivalent of stop doing that. We're trying to go extinct over here. I don't think that no one's coming to save us. Holoclones are very reminiscent of the Drifters. Yes. I remember from an earlier post, the SOCT is observing yet more fluctuations from Drifter wormholes again. Yes, but they attribute it to experimentations on the Drifter wormholes, not Drifters themselves. So if I pull up the Eve News, we go to Universe. Why is this not working? There we go. Oh, no, yeah, all of these stories are pretty long. If you notice, anytime I'm talking about the lore, I always like, okay, well, 10 years ago, this happened. As like the way to start. Yeah, SOCT reports detecting ripples indicating Drifter wormhole occupiers. So the forces that have occupied the wormholes have ramped up hyperspace network testing. This note is what I think is going to lead to the fractured rifts that we see in a month. They probably found the Drifter blueprints for phase anchors and hyperspace battering rams. Yes. Yes, exactly. You know, the Drifters were using hyperspace siege engines in order to try to breach Zarzak. Because Zarzak managed to create like a space-time event horizon around itself. So, remember an event the Doctor walked away from New Eden's fate? What are you talking about, Thranz? As of right now, we don't know if Dr. Huang Rodolfo is alive or dead. They're pulling Jove observatories out of hyperspace. I don't know about that. Maybe. They were unmoored in space-time. You're right. No, you're right. They were unmoored in space-time. What is a probability of an Empire's messing up and causing another event like Turner? LOL. 90%. If you had asked which Doctor, you would have gotten it. If you're talking about Doctor Who, you messed up by calling it DR period instead of the Doctor. So that's on you, not me. Any possibility to interview at Delegate Zero or CSP Loki? Yeah, I've been... from my understanding, Delegate Zero isn't necessarily with the company anymore. I have been talking to CCP about possibly talking to the lore team. But remember, a lot of the lore team right now are still just, like, standing up. So we'll have to see. I will hit them up again. Yeah, DZ, from my understanding, DZ is no longer with the company. All right. I think that about does it. So, this has been our preview of what's coming next month. Remember, tomorrow we got the Alliance tournament for 3 days. And then after that, we have the CSM candidacy. I will probably be putting out a video. My plan now is to make a video that's like my ideas or my advice for CSM voting. But yeah, so this is everything I was able to find out about the expansion that's coming next month. We also talked a lot about it last stream, so you can check it out there. Note that there's no trailer for Catalyst. Yes, there's not even a preview trailer, which is weird. CSM are voting before the Galente are. That is, yeah. And I should definitely cover that again at YouTube. There's lots of stuff to talk about, but for today, I have been Ashrothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about since 2012, and I'm here to put even into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you guys so much for checking this out, hanging out, liking the stream, commenting. So much good discussion today. I really, really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of those who take the extra mile to support my channel. I don't take any sponsorships, and I'm not really supported by anybody besides you guys. You're the only reason why I'm able to do this, and I really do appreciate it, especially with the amount of uncertainty in our world and stuff right now. I'm going to need you guys more than ever. So I do want to say thank you to anybody who takes the extra mile to consider supporting the channel with just $1 a month to become a member. You also get access to the emotes and the special supporter channel and stuff like that. And we can talk about stuff and do stuff for you. But I really appreciate it. You can also check out merch, or just like the stream and share it with other people, because that's how we get more people involved and a better player base, which a better player base makes a better EVE Online. You can also check out the merch and everything. And so I've been Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden. And until, oh wait, hold on. Extra special thanks to my top tier supporters, including 745 MPSI, Arydanika the Queen, Bad Boy Smooth, Ebo Leet, Erladis, Elange, Flash Gordon, May, Malak Starfire, Malin, Mercuton, Mayak, Neelam, LM1, Sheesh, Susuro, and Rid. Thank you so much. And really, thank you guys so much. I will see you soon. I don't know exactly when, maybe next week, maybe before then. Keep an eye out. Follow this, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also get into the Discord and flag yourself as interested in YouTube, and then you'll get all of the notifications right away. You can also come and join the Convocation of Empyreans. We are here to maximize player engagement with EVE Online. And if you have not used your buddy code, if you've not used the buddy code to get 1 million free skill points, please use the link down below or in chat right now. It will give you a random supporter of the stream or like of the Convocation's buddy link, and that will help them out, as well as giving you a free 1,000,000 skill points. But all that said, I have been Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden, and until next time, I'll see you in space.
Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city